So, hallo, herzlich willkommen zurück zu Let's Play Zero Escape 999. Ja, wir machen genau da weiter, wo wir aufgehört haben. Das heißt, wir haben jetzt gleich, ja, wobei, ich mache einfach weiter. Repeated what he determined.
It's 4. Add up our 4 bracelet numbers and the digital root is 4.
Hatten wir das nicht schon? Na, egal. Es geht quasi um die zwei Türen und ob zwei Gruppen durch beide Türen gehen können.
Then we can go into door 4.
Yeah. Huh. That worked out well.
So the team assignments will be like this. 7, Snake, Clover, and Ace. They would go through door 5. Lotus, Santa, June, and me will go through door 4. Are these really the teams I want? Beyond door 5 is what remains of the 9th man. I never want to see that thing again, but something's telling me that it'd be a good idea to examine the corpse, even just a little closer. Of course, if I went through door 5, I wouldn't be going with Lotus and Santa. I could bring June with me through door 5, but that means she'd have to see the body in there. I don't want to put her through that.
Junpei was torn.
Should I stay silent and go through door 4? Or should I stop them and insist on door 5?
As he turned his options over and over in his mind, Ace spoke up.
All right then. It seems we've reached a conclusion. Shall we go?
He began to walk toward door 5.
I'm going through door 5.
Clover and Snake followed, with 7 a short distance behind.
We're over there too, right, Snake?
The door's not going anywhere. Slow down.
Which door?
So, und jetzt können wir quasi eine Entscheidung treffen. Tür 4 oder 5. Und das wird tatsächlich auch den Storyverlauf so ein bisschen entscheiden. Oder verändern. Und solche Entscheidungen werde ich auch wieder mit einem Würfel treffen. Ich habe ja meinen wunderschönen 12-seitigen, einfach weil man damit so viele Entscheidungen quasi treffen kann. Bei 2 Möglichkeiten geht's, es geht bei 3 Möglichkeiten, es geht bei 4 Möglichkeiten und es geht bei 6 Möglichkeiten. Wunderbar. Entsprechend sage ich jetzt 1 bis 6, wir gehen durch Tür 4, 7 bis 12, wir gehen durch Tür 5. Es ist eine 3, wir gehen durch Tür 4. Junpei decided that door 4 would be fine.
I'll go through door 4 with Lotus, Santa, and June. There's nothing to worry about. I just need to stay by her side.
June. Kurashiki Akane. Ja. Oder Akane Kurashiki, nachdem wie man sagen möchte. Ich habe es jetzt einfach mal japanisch gesagt. Ich glaube, ich halte mich an die Schreibweise und spreche es einfach nur japanisch betont aus.
This should be fine. It's no problem this way. I should see the other 4 off.
He made no shows of affection, but Junpei saw her as something more than just a friend from his childhood.
Looks like Ace and the others are going.
He watched the other 4 walk toward their door. Ace, Snake, Clover, and 7. Junpei said nothing as they left. Before long, they had reached door 5. They talked to one another for a few seconds, saying things Junpei couldn't hear, and then laid their hands one by one on the scanner panel of the red.
Now then.
Ace grabbed the lever. His face tight with determination, he turned over his shoulder to look at Junpei and his companions.
Goodbye.
Be careful.
As Ace pulled the lever, the door swung open, the mouth of a great hungry beast.
So horrible.
Beyond the door, Junpei knew, lay the sad remains of the 9th man. It did not surprise him that Ace, Clover, and 7 hesitated. The body was not a pleasant thing.
What are you doing? We need to hurry.
Snake had no such problems, as his blindness made him immune to the horror. He stepped through the door, his feet making a wet splack in the pool of blood.
Snake, your shoes!
It's fine. Hurry! Or are you planning on dying with everyone else? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you?
Sorry, Snake!
Let's go!
The 3 remaining steeled themselves and stepped through the door. Door 5 swung shut, closing with a heavy finality of metal upon metal. Junpei and his companions scrambled to the door.
Hey! How is it over there? Did you find anything? At least say something, will you?
Something's beeping.
It's just like before.
Probably the sound of the detonator on the bracelet.
Do you think they're okay?
June's face showed her concern more plainly than her words ever could. Almost as though in response to her question, a voice rang out from the other side of the door. It was 7.
Hey, there it is! That's gotta be that dead thing! Come on, get over here! We gotta authenticate!
The beeping stopped.
The sighs of relief were audible even through the heavy door.
Phew. Looks like it stopped.
Junpei and his companions leaned away from the door and breathed a collective sigh of relief of their own.
Hey, guys! Are you doing alright over there?
They'd heard 7's voice, but it wouldn't hurt to be sure.
Yep, we're fine.
Despite the recent danger, Clover's voice was as bubbly as ever.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna tell you about this whole dead thing, okay? The dead is just like the red, but the color's different. You know how the red was red? Well, the dead is blue. Other than that, it's just like the red. Authenticating is the same too.
Awesome! Thanks! That helps a lot.
Sehr hilfsbereit.
We should probably move on now. You be careful out there.
Roger that.
Junpei and the others left door 5 and headed toward door 4.
Now it's our turn. I'll go first.
They stood in front of the red and placed each of their hands upon it. Four asterisks appeared on the screen. Junpei grabbed the lever and turned around.
Okay, we ready? Yeah.
Sure. Let's go!
None of them looked particularly optimistic, but their faces were set. Junpei nodded to them and turned back toward the red.
Alright, let's go.
With strength and determination he pulled the lever.
Run!
The 4 of them leapt through the door together. The moment they had passed through it, each heard a cold, electronic sound coming from the left wrist. Ah, scheiße, jetzt verspreche ich mich auch noch, wenn es gerade spannend wird. Sorry.
Oh, damn.
Ein rosa Schädel. In the center of each bracelet, a red skull appeared and began to flash. Also das ist nicht rot.
It's counting down.
The detonator's countdown had begun. In the long moment that each of them spent staring at their wrists, the numbered door behind them closed, the sound of metal on metal reverberating down the hallway.
We can't go back!
We need to hurry and find the device!
Hey! Where the hell is the dead?
How would I know?
Don't give me that crap! Start looking!
them!
They began to run, eyes looking frantically for the device that was the key to their salvation. The hallway they found themselves running down was a long one, easily 300 feet in length. Ja, warum müssen die da ausgerechnet eine englische bei der englischen Übersetzung und auch die Einheiten? Ich glaube nämlich, dass im Japanischen eher mit Metern beschrieben worden wäre. Also 300 Fuß wären ungefähr 100 Meter. Ist jetzt so roundabout. On the right side of it stood a series of wooden doors, all nearly identical. If they had taken time to think, they would likely have discerned that the doors led to cabins.
Don't tell me the dead is in one of those rooms.
Oh no! How many rooms do you think there are?
Junpei was too frightened to count properly, but as his best guess, there were 7 or 8 of them.
Ah, fuck! We don't have time to count!
Junpei ran to the nearest door.
We just need to open them all.
He grabbed the knob and shook it hard.
It won't open!
It didn't feel locked, more like someone had hammered an iron plate on the other side of the door. Junpei turned around to find another door and saw that his companions had already run to the doors of their own. They did not seem to be having any more success than he had. Their own words confirmed his fears.
Shit, this one's no good!
Same here. It's not moving!
June was the last to speak up.
Oh,
As Junpei looked in their direction, his eye caught something he hadn't noticed before. A small red blinking light.
there it is! At the end of the hallway! Run!
Even as he yelled, he ran. He grabbed Santa, Lotus and June and pulled them toward the light. Santa called out to them as he ran.
Hey, how many more seconds do we have?
How would I know? Our time limit is 81 seconds!
I know that, goddammit! I'm asking you how many seconds we have left!
In all likelihood, Junpei figured nearly a minute had already passed since the door had closed behind them. If that was true, urgency foremost in all of their minds, they arrived at the end of the hallway. The dead sat on the left wall, blinking almost tauntingly at them.
Hurry! It's the dead! Get over here!
Junpei grabbed hold of the machine, his hands slick with sweat and shaking. He slammed his hand against the scanner panel.
Come on, everyone!
The other 3 quickly followed suit. With a grunt, Santa yanked the lever downward.
Looks like it stopped.
His hands beginning to steady, Junpei wiped away some of the sweat that had beaded on his forehead. Okay, das Wort habe ich jetzt nicht erwartet. As they caught their breath, the 4 companions began to look around.
There's another door at the end of the hallway.
He could see a heavy-looking set of double doors. Set into the walls of the hallway on either side of the larger door were 2 smaller ones.
Let's try this one first. And of course it won't open.
How many times had he come across similar doors with similar results, he wondered. Or perhaps he corrected himself, more lack of results. Whatever the reason, the door remained firm and unyielding and refused to allow Junpei or anyone else passage.
A keyhole.
Above the keyhole was a small symbol engraved in brass.
What's this mark? Mail?
He wasn't quite sure what to make of it, and stared at it for a moment in confusion. It was June that corrected him.
No, not exactly. That's probably the symbol of Mars. Well, technically, they are the same symbol. But I saw a number of similar symbols near the main stairway. The symbols of the solar system.
Oh, that's right. The Sun, Saturn, and Earth.
At least that's what I'm assuming.
So this isn't the man symbol. It's a symbol for Mars?
I think so, yes.
I see. Wait, where's Santa?
While Junpei and June talked, Santa disappeared. They turned to find him some distance down the hallway. He had gone to... ich bin so müde für diesen Scheiß, Entschuldigung. He had gone to check the other doors. Eventually, he reached the last of them and jogged back. It took him only a moment to catch his breath again.
Yeah, so, I looked the place over. Here's the deal. None of the other doors open.
Then that must mean...
We only have 2 more doors.
Lotus examined the doors on either side of the larger double door. Each one had a metal plate attached to it.
Maybe it's the room number.
The door on the left has a B92, and the one on the right says B93. All right, let's open them. I'll open B92.
Okay, I'll get B93 then.
Junpei put his hands on the doorknob, and Santa moved to the other door. They'd made it through the numbered door alive. There was nothing more to be afraid of. Junpei and Santa looked at each other and nodded.
1, 2, 3!
In unison, they pushed against their respective doors and promptly found themselves in a new room. June followed Junpei as he threw open his door. They turned around and saw that the door on the other side was open as well. Through the door was another person, his mouth agape. It was Santa.
Hey, it opened.
Yeah, it did.
Junpei and Santa looked at each other.
I didn't expect that.
It was so easy.
Lotus's calm voice broke into their thoughts.
Maybe this is all part of Zero's plan. I can't say I enjoy being treated like someone's puppet.
As she headed for room 93, Lotus continued.
Well, now we have these 2 rooms. I'm sure there's something in there that will help us get out of here. Let's find it. Santa and I will search this room. You 2 take the other one.
All right.
Okay.
Und damit kommen wir zum nächsten Escape Room. So, Raum 92. Wir können auch den Raum wechseln und sowas, das kommt alles noch. Aber beginnen wir mal, was haben wir hier? This is kind of a weird looking picture. Do you think it's an abstract painting or something? Also wie ihr merkt, in den Adventure oder in den Escape Rooms gibt es keine Stimmen für die Charaktere, da muss ich sie alle vorlesen. It looks kind of like a demon with an elephant-like nose, sucking on a human being's brain. Where the hell did that come from? What's her brain made of? Can't say I'd mind finding out a little more about what goes on in here. And there. Gut, man kann in dem Bild wohl alles Mögliche interpretieren. Was meint ihr denn, was es darstellt? Ihr könnt es hier in die Kommentare schreiben. Keine Sorge, es wird in dieser Folge noch aufgelöst. That vase looks expensive. I wonder how much we could get for it. Are you gonna steal it? So, wir können auch hier noch rein. That's the bathroom wall. There are square tiles all over it. Yeah, okay. It's just a shower head, there's nothing special about it. That's the shower knob. Let's see if anything happens when we turn it. No water's coming out. There's a little blue platform protruding from the shower wall next to the knobs. It's for putting soap on. I used a shower once, so I know. Ja gut. Er hat einmal geduscht. A collection of full and partially depleted rolls of toilet paper. Someone was well prepared. There's nothing too suspicious about it. Oh, man sieht auch von hier aus den Duschkopf. It's a shower head. It feels dry too. That probably means no one has used it in a long time. Eine Toilette. Now let's check the toilet. There's nothing there. The tank's empty too. There isn't even any water in it. Eine leere Toilette. Oh yeah, why don't we go back to the living room? Okay, let's go back. So, jetzt können wir uns hier umsehen. Jumpy, what are you doing? We don't have time to be relaxing on a sofa. Ja gut, hat sie recht. It's a display case. But there's nothing being displayed. How sad. Looks like the drawers are empty too. Was haben wir denn hier gefunden? Streichhölzer. Ach nee, June. It's a box of matches. There are matches inside, obviously. Jetzt haben wir Streichhölzer. Junpei looked down blankly at what he was holding, then up at June.
Oh yeah, how's your fever? You feeling better now?
Ja, wie ihr seht, wir kommen mitten im Escape Room in einen Novel Screen, das kommt schon mal vor.
Yes, I'm fine.
June certainly looked fine.
Let me see your forehead.
Junpei held his hand on her forehead for a few seconds.
Guess it really has gone down.
Are you worried about me?
Ich sag mal, für den weiteren Storyverlauf hat es hier keinen Einfluss, was wir nehmen. Deshalb werde ich es auch wieder zufällig entscheiden. Jo, yeah, I guess I am.
Yeah, I guess I am.
June blushed and giggled.
By the way, Jumpy? How did you end up here?
What do you mean? I told you earlier, didn't I?
There was a man with a gas mask when you got home at night. You inhaled some white smoke and passed out. When you woke up, you were on D-deck.
Damn straight.
But is that really the truth?
What?
Jumpy, are you hiding something from me?
No, why would I?
Well, if you think about it, this is awfully suspicious. I mean, why would two childhood friends bump into each other in a place like this?
Hey, I could ask you the same thing. Are you hiding something?
What would I hide?
Well, I don't know. Anything. I mean, you're hiding it. How would I know?
Das ist ein gutes Argument.
You mean like the number of men I've dated?
Gut, die beiden sind erwachsen, also warum nicht? Junpei's heart stumbled over itself.
Do you want to know?
He had to admit he was a little curious.
Don't worry.
She smiled at him.
Only 18. Time 0. Yeah, I guess I just haven't met Mr. Right yet.
Ja, die spart sich wohl auf. Aber hat sie ihm schon Schrecken eingejagt. Ich finde solche Dialoge ja manchmal ganz witzig. Aber ist, glaube ich, so klassisch japanischer Humor. June looked a little embarrassed and scratched the back of her head in a desperate attempt to seem nonchalant.
Yeah, I see.
Junpei coughed quietly in much the same way.
Anyway, I'm not hiding anything. Just like you, Jumpy. When I woke up, I was on D-deck.
Well, you do have a point. I mean, why did Zero pick us? We haven't seen each other since elementary school.
I wonder.
June nodded, and for a few moments, she had the faraway look of someone in deep thought.
Look for what connects the victims. That will lead you to the culprit. Do you remember Seven saying something like that?
Yeah, I do. So?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think this must all have something to do with a classmate of ours.
You got any ideas who it might be?
No, nothing.
Oh,
Well, if it had something to do with school, then it could be one of our teachers, or maybe the principal?
or the janitor, or the lunch lady.
No, I can barely remember any of them.
Yeah, I know.
Junpei went back to searching, feeling Nee, sorry. Junpei went back to searching, feeling unpleasant and confused. Elementary school. Elementary school. Was there anything strange that happened in elementary school? As he searched the room, he continued to rack his brain. Ja, schauen wir uns weiter um. It's a round wooden table. So, ansonsten können wir mir doch die Tür angucken. Oh, ein Schlafzimmer. It's a bottle with water in it. This is a bedroom. They probably have it here because your throat always feels dry when you wake up, you know? My throat's dry, but I think that's because I'm a little nervous right now. Well, we did run a lot, so we're kinda sweaty. Hey, Jumpy, did you want to take a shower together?
Whoa!
Just kidding. Too late to take it back. My brain's already working out the picture. My throat was dry already. This sure isn't helping. Was haben wir da sonst noch? Lampen. Hallo? It's a light. Oh no, it's light. Even if it's heavy? That's light. Oh, Wortspiele des Todes. Puns of damage. This isn't a painting. It's a map? It looks like a map of the ship's interior. Oh, this is a great find. I think it'll be really useful. Let's take it with us. It is now possible to use the map screen. Map screen. The map screen can only be viewed during the story sections. While on the map screen, you can examine a map of the ship's floor plan, which you will acquire over the course of the story. Pressing left stick and A will allow you to see a bird's eye view for that room. Junpei took one last look at the map, then folded it up and slid it back into his pocket. Jun looked up as he closed it.
This ship is bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it's probably about 900 feet long.
Must be one of those fancy cruise ships.
Of course, it doesn't really look like a cruise ship. Everything in here is really retro. Even if it's just some sort of style choice, there's just too much.
Do you remember what Zero said? Do you think maybe this boat and the Titanic have something to do with each other?
That's a good point. I doubt he would have mentioned it if there wasn't a reason.
Junpei took a moment to look around the room.
Do you think this boat is...
So, jetzt haben wir auch wieder die Wahl. Würfel. Tue etwas.
a replica of the Titanic?
A replica?
Yeah, you know, like a copy of the actual boat.
Who on earth would make something like that?
Fans. Crazy Titanic fans.
No way. Do you even know how much money that would take?
No idea. But all they've got to do is break even, you know?
Break even?
Yeah, they could use it as a cruise ship. Climb aboard a piece of history, sail around the world in the resurrected Titanic. Hell, with marketing like that, they'd probably have more customers than they'd know what to do with.
Do you really think people would want to ride on a ship with such an ominous past? It's the site of the worst accident in history. Over 1,500 people died. I wouldn't be surprised if you'd get cursed just for going.
A curse, huh?
Jumpy, do you believe in that sort of thing? You know, curses and stuff?
Und jetzt darf ich wieder eine Entscheidung treffen. Ja gut, auch hier spielt es für die Story keine große Rolle. Ja, und wieder niedrig gewürfelt.
Yeah, well, I guess so, to a certain extent.
Junpei scratched his temple.
What about you? No, I guess that's kind of a dumb question.
Yes, I do believe in curses. In fact, I think it was a curse that sunk the Titanic.
What?
A curse sank the Titanic. The curse of the Egyptian mummy.
Junpei couldn't understand how June had maintained a straight face to say that.
Supposedly, the Titanic carried the mummy of the priestess Amun-Ra, which was stolen from a pyramid. And they say that the mummy had a history. Everyone involved with it died mysterious deaths. Come on, I'm sure you've heard of it before. Those who open the coffin will be forever cursed. Haven't you ever heard that one?
So you're saying the Titanic sunk because of that curse?
That's right!
June's eyes had lit up with excitement, like a child with a new toy.
That mummy, the priestess, supposedly, she was special.
What do you mean?
Well, supposedly, she was really pretty.
Pretty?
Yes?
But she was a mummy.
That's right. She wasn't all shriveled up or rotten or anything. She almost looked alive.
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, it's that thing. I don't remember the name. Where your body turns into some kind of wax? Yeah? The fat in it turns into something kind of like candle wax, right? And...
Yes, saponification. But that's not what it was.
Huh?
That's not it. She wasn't wax.
Then what was it?
They say that she was frozen.
What? Frozen?
Jetzt habe ich einen Ohrwurm, verdammt. Jetzt habe ich Let It Go im Kopf, auch wenn es überhaupt nicht zur Situation passt. Warum mussten sie Frozen sagen?
That's right. The whole body was frozen solid. You know how a human body is more than 60% water? Well, all of that water was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic, even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
That's crazy.
I think so too, but maybe it's true and we just didn't know about it before.
I didn't know?
Yep. Maybe it's common sense to eat shaved ice in the desert because it lasts forever.
Huh? Nah, that seems too silly to be true.
But maybe it isn't. It just appears that way because you didn't know it was true.
Well, yeah,
Bisschen bekloppt ist sie ja schon. June and Junpei talked a little more and then went back to their investigation. But even as they did, his mind went back to what she told him.
Ice that doesn't melt, even in the desert? Does something like that really exist? No, even if it did, it wouldn't really be ice anymore, would it?
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Like he'd eaten his ice cream too fast. Gucken wir uns mal weiter um. A wooden cupboard. There are cups inside, surprising no one. Ein Bett. A bed frame. Now we don't have to worry about falling off. I toss and turn when I sleep. She's blushing again. What the hell is she thinking about? A bed frame. It's a light blue blanket with some designs on it. Someone's made the bed, or at least never unmade it. There's only bed sheets under the blanket, nothing exciting. A blanket. Look, there's two pillows right next to each other. Guess it's a double. Huh? What's up? You're turning red. Oh man, is your fever back? Hey, are you alright? Do you need to lay down for a minute? I'm fine. I think it's still a bit I think it's still a little early for that. Huh? Hey, seriously, are you really okay? Der versteht auch den Wink mit dem größten Zaunpfahl nicht. Was haben wir hier? This is the mirror for the dresser. And now she's playing with her hair. Does she even realize she's doing that? Hey, we don't have time for that. Come on, it's not like there's anyone you have to impress. Yes, there is. Who? What? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? Forget it, Jumpy. Ja, das war jetzt nicht mehr der Zaunpfahl, das war der gesamte Zaun. A well-polished mirror. It's a dresser. There's nothing on top. Aber wir können die Schublade aufmachen und es ist ein Schlüssel drin. Dresser key. A key? Do you think it's the key to the dresser? There's nothing inside, ja. Ansonsten gibt es hier, glaube ich, auch nichts mehr zu holen. The chair that goes with the dresser. There's nothing particularly interesting about it. Übrigens, diese Folge wird wahrscheinlich ziemlich lang werden, aber das seht ihr ohnehin an der Folgenlänge. Jumpy, where are you going? I was thinking of going over to Lotus's room. Why? What do you mean, why? I'm just gonna go check up on them. Is there something wrong with that? Well, no. Come back soon. Sure thing. I'll leave the rest to you. Sure. Leave it to me. Alright, off to the other room. So, was haben wir hier? Sieht ein bisschen aus wie, als würde hier einfach was fehlen. There's a square tile on this frame. It's glued in there quite well. I don't think you can take it out. There's a tile on the frame. Those empty areas seem kinda suspicious. Looks like a valuable vase. Empty though. There seems to be a room on the left side of the vase. Ja, wir können nämlich hier auch nochmal hin. Können uns hier umsehen. This is the bathroom wall. The whole wall is covered in these square tiles. Whoa, look! Junpei! There's a mushroom growing out of the wall. That's a shower head. This thing's a little shelf for putting soap on. That's the shower now. I tried turning it, but no water comes out. So, wir können uns umdrehen. There's a curtain rod on the ceiling. It's probably for the shower curtains. Where are the curtains then? That means that if someone's taking the shower, no one else can use the bathroom. So I don't see the problem with that. Junpei? You're a pervert. Ja, gut. Is there anything in the toilet? Guess not. The tank's empty too. Some toilet paper. We've got 2 rolls, I guess. Gucken wir uns mal hier weiter um. Eine Kerze. A candle with a candlestick. This might come in handy. Ja, wir haben eine Kerze, wir haben Streichholz, aber darum kümmern wir uns später. It's a candle, Junpei. It's on an iron candlestick. That's a pretty big candle. If we light it, it'll probably get really bright. Hey, check this out. This is a pretty nice sofa. I know. It's a shame I can't take it back with me. Huh? What's the matter, Santa? Why are you examining the sofa? Oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. This sofa looks pretty expensive. It's a round wooden table. Well, this is a display case. Check it out. All these plates and shit look really expensive. You wanna take a look? This tile. I think I've seen it somewhere. Yeah, I know. Kinda looks like the one we saw in the other room. There's some pieces of expensive looking ceramic and porcelain here. There are a number of expensive looking plates in here. Yeah. That vase looks pretty expensive. There are a couple of pieces of art in here. Can't say if they're very good or not. Wir haben einen Schlüssel, ob der richtige ist? Na, Dresser Key steht hier wahrscheinlich nicht. Damn. Guess this is the wrong key. Well, that means that means there's gotta be another one somewhere around here. Otherwise, we aren't gonna be able to open this thing. Gehen wir doch mal hier rein. Hey, Junpei. That room's pretty dark. Don't you have something that'll give us some light? Something that'll give us some light. Natürlich. Oh. Ja, das wollte ich jetzt eigentlich nicht, aber... Ja, da haben sie jetzt kurz diskutiert, ob man damit die Tür anzünden könnte. Das hätte ich eigentlich vorlesen sollen, aber... Wir können jetzt mal schnell so scharf kombinieren. I know. If I use these matches to light the candle... Lit the candle. Mit einer sehr statischen Flamme. So, you lit the candle. I'm sure it'll be a light in dark places. Ach, nicht schon in Lotus. I'm sure it will be a light in dark places when all other things go out. Awesome, with the light from the candle, maybe you can take a look around over there. But if it gets so hot when I hold it, I want to put it down. Well, why don't you set it on top of the dresser? It's flat there, at least it won't fall over. Oh yeah, good idea. Hey, it got pretty bright. Now we can look around a little. So. Wir können jetzt natürlich direkt das Ding aufmachen, aber ich möchte mich erstmal hier weiter umsehen. Was haben wir denn hier? Curtain. A curtain, huh? Well, it's got all these metal rings, probably so you could hang it from something, you know? Yes, but it doesn't look like a normal curtain. The way it feels, I think it's probably waterproof. Which would make this a shower curtain. A shower curtain, huh? Also ein Duschvorhang. It's a folded up shower curtain. Damn, that thing's big if you open it up. Oh, there's a hole. Likely a bucket through it or something. Oh, you're right. Think maybe it was a peeping Tom? Oh, but Lotus would sure make that perv hurt. If I catch him, you won't hear a peep out of the jerk. I'll knock him into tomorrow. Aua! Ja, in diesem Spiel sind Wortspiele an der Tagesordnung. That's too much. Au, 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 au. Ich heiße ja selber Tom. Und nein, ich bin kein Spanner. Und ich möchte mal kurz eine Sache aussprechen. Es gibt sehr häufig dann Videos, in denen dann das Verb für das Nomen Spanner dann als Spannern genannt wird. Nein, es heißt einfach Spannen. Fertig. So einfach. Ach. Finde ich immer schrecklich. Ich meine, der Bäcker, der backt auch. Er bäckert nicht. So, was können wir noch hier sehen? Anything under the blanket? Nope, nothing suspicious here. 2 pillows on a pile. Oh! A pile of pillows? Is that to be some kind of joke? Hey, calm down. There are 2 pillows. Must be a double bed. Oh. Huh? Hey, what the hell? It just got dark all of a sudden. Maybe the candle got blown out. We should go see. Ja, die Kerze ist schon weg. There's a candlestick covered in melted wax on top of the dresser. Hey, what's this? The top of the candlestick looks kind of weird. You're right. It's all bumpy. Candlestick key. The part of the candlestick where the candle goes looks like a key. A key, huh? I think I ran into a lock I couldn't open earlier. Part of the candlestick is a key, apparently. Guess I'd better try and find the lock it goes to. Erst werden wir aber hier das Ding öffnen. Let's see if this... Yes! Yes, it worked. Oh, was haben wir denn da? plate. That's a strange design. Is it ceramic? It doesn't look like there are any puzzles in it. A tub with a black and white pattern on it. Gut, dann werden wir jetzt gleich den Candlestick Key mal benutzen. Der dürfte hier hingehen. Let's see if this candlestick key will do anything. Yes! It opened. Alright, pull that shit open. Dann können wir nämlich das hier rausnehmen. Hey, don't you think the pattern on the... so wie der Lot ist. Hey, don't you think the pattern on that tile looks like something? Yeah, I think I saw it somewhere. Maybe we need to put that tile on the frame. Maybe.
Hey, Junpei, you got a minute?
Santa had shown up out of nowhere and gave Junpei no small start.
Here, take this.
Santa pulled something out of his pocket.
A bookmark?
It looked like a bookmark. Also ein Lesezeichen. It had a 4-leaf clover in it.
What is this for? Do you want me to read a book?
I found it in between some of the cushions on the sofa. Pretty sure it ain't gonna be any help to us, but I figured we might as well hang on to it anyway.
Then why don't you hold on to it?
Santa gave him a wry smile.
You know what I hate most in the world? I got 4 things. Hope, faith, love, and luck.
Hope, faith, love, and luck?
Damn straight.
And you hate these things?
Yeah, you got a problem with that?
Not really, but...
Junpei tried to figure out how best to phrase what he wanted to say.
What does a bookmark have to do with any of that?
Santa scratched the back of his ear and looked awkward.
Well, see, each leaf on the 4-leaf clover has a meaning to it, okay? And that meaning is pretty much those 4 words. It's like a flower language. Well, I guess it's not a flower, is it? So, leaf language, I guess? Yeah, you could call them leaf words.
Leaf words.
Junpei looked at the bookmark.
Hope, faith, love, and luck. The meaning of the leaves on a 4-leaf clover.
So, yeah, I want you to take it, okay? Just touching it gives me the creeps. Take the damn thing, alright?
Santa pretended to shiver with disgust and shoved the bookmark into Junpei's confused hands.
Here.
What do you want to do? Jetzt haben wir die Wahl, nehmen wir es oder nehmen wir es nicht. Hier ist es für den Storyverlauf tatsächlich wichtig, das Ding mitzunehmen. Junpei decided to take it. After all, why shouldn't he?
Alright, sure. I'll take it.
He shoved the thing into his pocket and gave Santa a last confused look.
Oh, man, I feel a lot better now. That thing was a real pain, you know?
Do you really hate those 4 words that much?
Yeah, well, they can all betray you, you know? Hope, faith, love, even your destiny.
What had happened to Santa, Junpei wondered. How had he become such a bitter person? For a moment, they looked at each other.
Well, that's not my only reason.
What?
That's not the only reason I hate the 4-leaf clover. I just can't bring myself to like the number 4.
What, worried about the 4 horsemen?
Nah, come on, man, that's just silly. Maybe back in the Dark Ages that kind of crap scared people.
Wahrscheinlich ist es im Japanischen hier ein bisschen anders, weil 4 ist im Japanischen eine Unglückszahl, ähnlich wie im deutschen oder im europäischen Bereich die 13. Oder im westlichen allgemein, glaube ich sogar. Das liegt aber daran, dass das Zeichen, also das japanische Zeichen für 4, Shi, auch sowas wie Tod bedeuten kann. Entsprechend verständlich, dass man das als Unglückszahl sieht.
But this is the 21st century, and I'm a 21st century guy. I'm a little insulted.
Then why do you hate 4 so much?
'Cause it's a half-ass number. Not the best or the worst. That's why.
What?
9 is a way better number. So what if it's last place, right? At least it's not some lame-ass middle number.
What are you...
Sanders explanation made no sense. Außerdem, wenn man Half-Ass Middle Number sucht, Junpei ist 5, der ist genau in der Mitte. Junpei was even more confused than before.
You play?
Play?
Moment. Frage, die irrelevant ist. Ah, diesmal eine höhere Zahl.
You mean like the stock market?
Nah, that's not what I mean. Why the hell would you think that? I mean, yeah, I do stocks too, but...
The last statement, more or less thrown away by Santa, caught Junpei very much by surprise.
You? A stockbroker?
Yeah, got a problem with that?
No, you don't look like the type.
Ehrlich gesagt, das wusste ich bisher noch gar nicht. Die Gesprächsoption hatte ich nicht genommen. What Junpei didn't say, of course, was that he didn't think Santa looked smart enough to be a stockbroker.
Man, that stuff's just like gambling, you know? All you gotta do is bet on the winning horse. Nothing that hard about it.
You sure sound pretty confident. So, are you betting on winning horses?
Of course I am. You remember a couple years back when the stock for Cradle Pharmaceuticals shot through the roof? Stacked a few bills over that, if I do say so myself.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh was all Junpei could think of. He'd never even heard of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Fortunately, he was saved quickly from further embarrassment.
Hey, how long are you gonna stand around wasting time? Stop screwing around.
The voice screaming at them from the other room was unmistakably Lotus's. Junpei and Santa looked at each other.
The lady has spoken.
Santa sighed.
We better get back to work before we really piss her off. I don't want her beating me up.
And with that, Santa walked off slowly.
Hey, wait! We weren't done!
He started after Santa, intended to catch him, but Lotus appeared from the next room, blocking his path. Her posture suggested she was not about to let him pass. There was nothing for it. He had lost.
Okay, I'll get back to work. Damn it.
Her glare suggested any other choice would not have ended pleasantly for him. Junpei mumbled to himself under his breath and went back to search. So, was ich eigentlich jetzt wollte, ich finde, man verliert hier sehr schnell den Faden, dadurch, dass ständig diese Novel-Sequenzen eingeschoben werden. Hier kann man doch erstmal probieren, den Duschvorhang aufzuhängen. There's a curtain rod running along the ceiling. Let's put that shower curtain on those hooks. Let's try spreading the curtains. Whoa, that's a pretty obvious peephole. Somebody's really dedicated. Well, with a hole this big, you gotta wonder if maybe they wanted to be caught. So you're saying maybe the one getting spied on was into that shit? Maybe they were into, like, those home invasion fantasies? Home invasion? Interesting, I see. You two are real idiots, you know that? Was wir machen können, ist natürlich den Vorhang einfach von der Seite zuziehen. Let's start spreading the curtains. There's a hole in the curtain. If I look at it from a ways back, I can see a single tile. Alright, from here I can see what tile it is. Looks like it's 5th from the top and 3rd from the right. Das ist relativ wichtig. 5 von oben, 3 von rechts. Denn... ja gut, zeige ich gleich. What's up? You're going back already? Well, I can't just leave June there by myself. What, you think a knight of the... what, you think you're her knight or a protector or something? You're creeping me out. Whatever, man. I'm going. So, jetzt können wir nämlich hier ins Bad. Und so hier ist erstmal in the bathroom in Lotus's room. I saw a particular tile when I looked through the hole in the shower curtain. So maybe if I look at the same place over here. Alright, now that, where was it? Fifth one from the top, third one from the right. What are you mumbling about, Jumpy? Oh, sorry. Could you be quiet for a minute? I don't want to forget this. So, das ist das hier. Here it is. Yes, this one's loose. I think I can get under this with my nails and... Yes! Who would have thought this would be hidden in the bathroom, huh? You did a good job finding it. So one side has a design like the rest of the bathroom tiles. And the other side has the black and white design. I think I've seen that pattern somewhere before. Jetzt sehen wir hier als einziges dieser Teile was auf der Rückseite. Naja. Was wir jetzt machen müssen, ist relativ klar. Wir müssen wieder den Raum wechseln. The exit. Lotus and Santa in the room on the other side. We're gonna go check up on them. There's a tile in the frame. So I guess I'm supposed to put the tiles in the empty spaces. Alright, I'm gonna give it a shot. So, jetzt dürfen wir erstmal schauen, ob es irgendwie passt. Das Ding hier schon mal nicht. Das vielleicht? Sieht auch nicht danach aus. Dann muss es das hier sein. Ja, passt. Gut, jetzt haben wir's. Perfekt. Yes, I did it. There, picture complete. And there goes the frame. What's this? What do you mean, what's this? Pretty obvious, isn't it? It's a hole in the wall. Like a hidden safe or something, you know? Anyway, let's take a look. I think there's something inside. Mars key. Whoa! This is one of those Mars symbols. The door at the end of the hallway. It has the same symbol engraved in the keyhole. Then that's gotta mean... Yes, we can use this key to get through the door. Damit haben wir eigentlich den Raum auch schon abgeschlossen, aber es fehlt noch ein Gespräch. A key with a Mars symbol on it. We should be able to use this to open the door at the end of the hallway. Junpei messed around a bit with the key he had and looked blankly at the picture that slid down.
What's the deal with this picture anyway?
Santa had only been mumbling to himself, but it drew Lotus's attention. She looked at the picture and paused.
I think I've seen this picture before.
Where?
In a book. There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory. I saw this picture in his book.
What's this interesting theory?
Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Man, I can't deal with this. Just listening to you talk about it is giving me a headache.
Santa put his hand on his head as though he were in great pain. Lotus merely arched an eyebrow in his direction and continued.
It's not a difficult concept to grasp. In essence, he states that the shape of living organisms and their behavioral patterns are transmitted through a field not visible to the eye.
What part of that isn't difficult, exactly?
Lotus did not look pleased.
All right, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
Telepathy?
Yes, telepathy. Well, perhaps not exactly telepathy, but it's close enough for a simple approximation.
Santa suddenly burst into laughter.
Are you serious? Telepathy? Who do you think we are? Kids from the 70s? I can't believe someone would actually do serious research on something like that.
Yes, I agree.
Lotus's response was surprisingly curt. Junpei had expected at least some conflict.
I read the book, but I can hardly say I understood it. I'm in no position to defend or condemn anything it said. It was probably just someone latching onto a statistical outlier from some study and turning it into a ridiculous theory. There's no scientific merit to any of it, I'm sure. But even so, Anyway, I saw a picture like that one in his book.
Lotus indicated the picture they'd all been looking at. After a moment, she walked up to the strange picture, examined it, and then spoke.
Hey, what do you think this picture looks like?
Santa answered first.
What do you mean? Isn't it just like abstract or something like that? It's just black and white scribbles. There's no meaning there. That's it.
What about you, Junpei? Does it look like anything to you?
I guess it looks like...
Ja, hier kann man noch mal überlegen, wonach sieht es aus. Jetzt haben wir tatsächlich 6 Möglichkeiten. Also, a man's face, butterfly, koi, a dog, a small boat floating in a lake und Funyarinpa. Was auch immer das sein soll. Also, ich werde auch hier zufällig wählen. Sehr schön ist, was passiert, wenn man den Funyarinpa wählt. Das habe ich letztes Mal gemacht. 10. Wäre jetzt ein kleines Boot einem See. Ihr könnt ja kurz noch überlegen, was es sein könnte.
A small boat floating in a lake? That's the front of the boat, and then there's the oars sticking out.
Junpei indicated parts of the picture that looked exactly like the other parts.
Nope, you're wrong.
Lotus smiled triumphantly.
This is a dog.
Übrigens, wenn man Funyarinpa gewählt hätte, dann wäre so die grundsätzliche Antwort, was ist ein Funyarinpa? Was? Wie? Allein die Frage zu stellen ist Blasphemie. Entschuldige dich bei dem Funyarinpa. Super. Es ist ein Hund.
See? Like this.
Lotus pointed out parts of the picture and eventually a dog took shape in them. It looked as though she had a point. Ihr seht, das ist wirklich ein Hund. It was a dog. Senna also nodded in agreement.
So... now we know what it's a picture of, but I don't see how that helps us.
Lotus nodded and began to speak.
A TV show from Great Britain did an experiment once. They took 2 similar pictures. Both of them were difficult to identify, initially. But once you figured out the answer, you couldn't see it as anything else. These 2 pictures. The first was a woman wearing a hat. The other one, well, to make it easier, let's just say it was this picture of a dog. So, their experiment. First, they sent the picture to other parts of the world, outside the reach of British airwaves. To Ireland, the US, Africa, Europe, etc. Then, in each country, they gathered a number of test subjects, roughly 1,000 people. They were shown the 2 pictures and asked, what does this picture look like to you? The results weren't really interesting on their own. 9.2% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. 3.9% saw the dog in the dog picture. Then, 2 days later, they aired a new program on their show. During the 30-minute show, they broadcast the dog picture and its solution. The audience was estimated to be 200,000 people. After the broadcast, it was a safe bet that the number of people who knew the solution to the dog picture was at least that many. After another 2 days passed, they gathered more research subjects from areas outside the reach of British TV and radio. This time, they only found a sample of roughly 850 people. Naturally, none of them had participated in the first test. They were, however, given the same tests and the same 2 pictures. The results were startling. 10% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. The previous test sat at a 9.2% success rate. Not much of a change statistically. The dog picture, however, produced a very different result. The percentage of people able to successfully find the dog, it went from 3.9% to 6.8%, a very significant increase. So do you understand? Do you realize the significance of this experiment? There was no way the second group could have seen the picture. They lived far away from Britain and couldn't have seen it. But even so, it was only the success rate for the dog picture that went up. Why? How did that happen? What does it mean?
Lotus looked back and forth from Junpei to Santa and back again. Normally calm and collected, she looked now as though she were nearly possessed, and there was something manic about her manner. Santa took an involuntary step backward. Ich möchte jetzt kurz sagen, bei diesen Experimenten weiß ich nicht, ob das stimmt und die Ergebnisse und Theorien und sonst wie. Kann sein, dass das alles ausgedacht ist. Man weiß es nicht. Ist auf jeden Fall interessant. Ich mag auch solche Bilderrätsel. Junpei didn't budge and stared straight back into Lotus's eyes.
Oh, wait, does this have something to do with that field, or whatever it was that you were talking about earlier? A field not visible to the eye. So, if more people know the answer, then that information will pass through the field.
Psych!
Her manner suddenly shifted and Lotus smiled broadly at Junpei and Santa. She waved her hand dismissively, doing her best to laugh the whole confrontation off.
I was just kidding. You really shouldn't take me seriously. Well, I mean, the things I just told you about are true. They really did happen. But the results of that experiment really aren't anything to go by. They could have easily falsified them. In the end, I'm sure they were just in it for the ratings. They are a TV station after all.
At last, it seemed that Santa had gained control of his composure.
Right! Man, I gotta admit, you had me there for a minute. I, really thought you were serious.
Of course not. Like I told you before, I'm sure it's all just pseudoscience.
Oh, okay, right.
Santa and Lotus laughed and gave one another jovial claps on the shoulder. Junpei, however, didn't feel so much like laughing. Something felt wrong, unclear.
All right, enough nonsense. We've got the key. Let's get out of here.
Word.
Lotus and Santa walked away from the picture, but Junpei stayed, staring at the picture of a dog.
A field not visible to the naked eye. Morphogenetic field.
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Ja, gibt schon lustige Theorien. Alright, let's go to the hallway. I'll go get June, you guys head to the door. Okay, roger that. Yes, it unlocked. Good job, Junpei. Good, now we can get going. Come on, what are you guys standing around for? Let's get out of here. Come on, Junpei, let's go. Alright, let's go. Damit haben wir den Escape Room geschafft und nach viel zu langer Zeit haben wir die Folge auch fertig. Ja, wobei, vielleicht freuen sich auch Leute über so lange Folgen. So, auf jeden Fall mache ich hier jetzt sofort einen Schnitt. Ich hoffe, ihr habt weiterhin Spaß. Lasst konstruktive Kritik da, vielleicht ein Däumchen nach oben. Und wir machen dann hier in der nächsten Folge weiter. Ich gehe erstmal ins Bett. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Cheerio.